Oh boy, get up, get loud. It's game day. We've got Space Station taking on Envy right now, and Space Station has won 11 of their last 12 games. I put my channel points against against Space Station twice, and they made me pay for it both times, Achieves. They're gonna be trying to bracket reset Envy here.
Yeah, I did the same thing, but I think James makes a great point. Envy's looked killer, and while Space Station's been on a killer run in the lower bracket, 8 games is a lot to ask, especially against a team as good as Envy. And perhaps early on in this series, Space Station may have to go through a little bit of an adjustment period, because they brought up a good point. You know, that speed from Atomic and Mist in the midfield is going to be on a different scale than NRG.
Envy pushing on offense now. Best of 7 reminder, first to 4 wins this series. If it's Space Station, we go to a second best of 7. Arsenal stalled on the wall, picks up the ball over the top of Atomic, actually goes neutral in the midfield, and Turbo now to try and give it to Atomic in the cherry pick. The Atomic reaches for it, pushes it high, Mist tries to adjust, Atomic gets the ball to him, and it's a little bit over his hood, so it'll go in front of the box, back to the other side. Space Station not having to do too much to defend right now.
Not having to do too much, but at the same time, Envy not making it easy for them to clear it. Mist in the 1-on-2, manages to cut that play out. Beautiful bit of defense from Mist. And that is definitely a quality play you need when Space Station catches you on transition like that.
Mist bumping one off the ball. Turbo will take over in his corner. Arsenal now to try and push the ball further on the offense. Atomic through one, now onto the back wall, no. Taken out in front of the box, Retals with a clear to midfield. Turbo counters at Arsenal, airborne, looking for a block here, he'll get it off to the side. Space Station, a good job keeping this one away from their goal. They've had one good scoring opportunity so far, now looking to make it 2. The pass back to Sypical, out to Retals, into the goal, just wide of the post. Turbo to turn on this one and take it back on the transition, counterattack. Turbo versus Sypical, challenge goes to the side.
Gotta say, love the passing from Space Station. Saw a lot of that passing around the goal in their NRG series, and looking to not break anything away from how they were performing there, because they looked great. There's a demo on the back line. Goodbye, Turbo. That's the runaway freebie for Retals.
They got him here. Retals gets it through one defender, a demolition on the other, and Mist over here on the side wall. I'd have to go back and watch the replay to understand why he was there, but leaves the back completely open. That's Space Station striking first.
Yeah, Mist is rotating out because, I mean, Turbo is the one coming forward to go and take that challenge, so Mist is just on the way back. But, you know, you hit the right guy in the right situation, and suddenly nobody's in position.
Atomic in his own corner, getting pressured by Arsenal, puts it into the box, and Turbo will clear it to midfield. Now up to Mist. Atomic going to try and stretch for this, but has to quickly turn. Doesn't have enough boost, and the ball is highly outpacing him there. He wasn't going to catch it before Space Station got a foot onto it. Now Arsenal through the air to the goal. Atomic's got it off to the edge, and Mist will look for the transition. Can he find Turbo? Loses control of the ball. Arsenal destroyed to midfield, but Turbo is there. Everyone else at Space Station trapped in their goal. Turbo ties the game.
This one kind of came out of nowhere. A nice little air dribble from Mist, and look at him get out in front, and ooh, some payback. Retals the one to score earlier. This time, he is taken off the play and leaves Turbo with a tiny gap on that left side.
Just slammed him to the ground. And Envy come right back.
And you know, if you really think about it, it's actually quite fortunate there that Retals didn't get demoed, because if he had, who knows if Turbo would have been able to strike that ball cleanly with the smoke cloud right in front of
screen. That was one of the. There are moments where bumps are better than demos. Unique example of it there. A small pass outward to Retals. Turbo gets the block twice in a row. Recovers from what could have been a catastrophic touch. And now Envy, triple stacked on the far wall. Turbo pulls up. He's got Mist behind him as Retals clears it. Mist will adjust. Going up against Arsenal. Arsenal already there, closer to the ball. We'll get it for free. Mist backs off and takes it in the corner. Now back to midfield. Sypical up for it. Turbo over the top of him and backed out on the Mist's hood. It'll go to the corner with Atomic in the midfield waiting for the bounce. Turbo up. Drop it in. Here's Mist with Atomic trying to give the small pass to him, but no one's going to be there for a shot, even if this did come off the backboard, fortunately. Now Atomic to Turbo, blocked by Arsenal.
Space Station finding tons of ways to exert presence on the field. It's not necessarily always coming in the form of the bump, but, you know, they're getting aggressive, driving towards a challenge, or at least a player that's off the ball and making them think about if they're about to get demoed. And it's when Space Station is really exerting that field control in that manner that they get a lot of space to work with, and they're doing a great job in this game 1.
Turbo in the final minute, tied up at 1 apiece. Looking to extend on the success they had in the first regional of the winter split. Made the upper bracket run there as well. They're 4 away from being back-to-back champs. We had a prediction segment during the grand final. Oh, and Atomic slips it through on the bounce. I didn't think that was going to go in, and they've got the lead.
I mean, either this one really just came out of nowhere. I mean, Retals is sitting here parked on the goal line, and surprise, surprise, that ball just popped right through his teammate. Couldn't react in time. Unfortunate.
Not even technically really a shot on that play, just a challenge that takes the extremely fortunate bounce.
Yeah.
Space Station now having to play from behind with 30 seconds left. The 1-goal lead, fragile thing. We'll see how they do. Arsenal out to Retals. Atomic dumps it in the midfield. Turbo's there. Shot upper 90. Both players block. Can they get the security goal? Atomic onto the upper 90. Oh my goodness. Sypical finds a clear, and Retals will move it down the field. Space Station, 12 seconds left. Turbo on the wall. Soft touch. Final 10, Atomic keeps it glued to the ceiling. Wonderful transition play, but look at the clear off the backboard. Turbo to try and get it past Retals. He's got it on the ground. Missed to stall it, keep it there, and Envy will take game number 1.
Oh, Envy, that was a wonderful bit of time management there at the end of that game. Turbo actually double committed on a ball, but he was able to make the adjustment, find a nice strong clear out of the midfield.
Fortunately, pinching out from Atomic and bouncing into the upper 90 of Space Station gives them the go-ahead goal, and it's enough to secure that win. We'll watch Space Station now playing a game down. Such a hot streak they have had in the lower bracket, dropping round 1, I believe. And then making the full run. Here comes Space Station, though, on offense. Look for the bump on Turbo. Atomic will move in, cover the gap. Sypical upfield immediately catches that. Dribbles one player, loses it on the wall. Turbo and Mist get this one downfield together, lose control again. Atomic manages to get a neutral challenge out of that and keep the ball in the orange. Now Arsenal and Retals, oh my goodness, confused as Turbo pulls the crowds the box. Mist will try to put pressure on, keeping the ball trapped in that back third. He'll get it through one player, and now up against Arsenal on the back wall. Gets a flip reset, doesn't have to use it though. Turbo pulls it to cover it up, and Sypical gets a save. Now Atomic in to try and keep the pressure going, but Space Station doing so much work, keeping it out of their box. Despite how close this has looked, there's really not been a meaningful shot yet.
Yeah, and they got a little fortunate there too, is a little floater towards the top of the net denied by Arsenal, because for a while Space Station was playing on pretty low boost. I think Envy ran into each other just a little bit in the midfield and kind of squandered a chance to really put the pressure on them, but sometimes that happens, and Space Station finally able to work themselves at least into some neutral ground here, with Arsenal finding a bomb of a pitch clear up towards Retals, but Sypical ultimately down with it.
Onto the backboard, here comes Retals. He actually gets the shot. Oh, and the block on Mist. Is there anyone? No, Sypical's too far back. The play was creative, but well defended, and they keep their net clean. Only one shot, though, from Space Station on that drive achieves. Envy put up 5 shots in the first minute. That's how much control they had at the beginning of this game, but here comes shot number 2 is good, and the only one that's been good in the game.
Oh, there it is, of course. Who else but Retals just gets into a fight coming out of the corner, and that is something you see, or at least I see a lot of Galaxy Racer doing over in Europe. You know, they get that ball jammed in the corner, it just kicks out a little bit, and that buys that extra time for Retals to go right out into the middle, and instantly back off the kickoff. Mist able to catch Retals off, grabbing boost after he tried to follow that play up.
2-1 challenges, and Mist. I think Mist. I'm guessing Mist started moving up the field as fast as possible after the win on kickoff. He trusted Turbo to win that. He gets that shot for free and ties the game. Clean kickoff play. You can be as creative as you want, but kickoff goals are worth the same as double flip resets.
It's true.
Fundamentals, strong from Envy. Ooh. Demolition from Atomic, open up some space, 2v1. Can he find Turbo in the midfield? Challenges are good from Space Station. They'll keep it out. Now Retals, somehow gets back behind this ball. Turbo takes it off his hood. Onto the wall, Sypical backs off. He's got Atomic here. They win the challenge against Arsenal. Can Atomic take it up against Sypical? Loses control on the wall, and then pitches it out to Mist, who wins the dunk in front of the net. Oh my goodness, Envy's on top.
And this doesn't look like much of a goal, but look at Mist. He actually hit the reverse as he was stuck on the wall because he wasn't sure if he was going to need space or not. And him doing that actually allows him to see that Sypical really not in a good spot and he can't find a good touch. And Atomic able to just put that ball on a dime for Mist.
I didn't quite see if the last defender actually got his bumper onto it at all, but it looked like at first glance, we talked about the challenge game in game number 1. That was 2 challenges within half a second of each other, both won so cleanly by Envy that it turns into a goal. I mean, we want to talk about winning the 1v1 department. Here they go, looking for goal number 3. The bounce, Atomic's already up for it. Mist is going to be right behind him. Arsenal takes it out of the goal, and Retals will pick it up. Mist actually pretty far back.
Cool.
And then they get down to 2. Can he get it over Sypical? No, Sypical all by himself gets the stop. Envy will be forward to the 3rd goal.
Love the aggression from Sypical, but they can't stop that one. All the demos finally coming to roost. They get a little tied up there in the corner. Arsenal doesn't have a good angle. Retals is driving circles on the backboard thinking, where do I need to go? But by then it's too late. Gets pinched around, and of course, who else but Mist? He's right there for it.
What a pass. What a play. Envy now up by 2. Game number 2. Best of 7 still, so longer road than the best of 5s we play through most of these brackets, but all these teams going to be warmed up on the best of 7 path, and a rule number 1 in front of the Envy goal. Turbo actually breaks it, and we'll get the stops. Hold on to this lead. Rule number 1 in a grand finals, of course. Why not? Now a double demolition onto Envy. Can Sypical make this happen while they're respawning? Gets it over the top of Turbo and gets it off the crossbar, but could not smush it underneath. And they will not get that goal. Here's another opportunity. Well placed. Atomic's got the save. Envy holds on so well on their back third. Sypical tries to reach for another one, but he knows he's already beat by Turbo. Backs off it. Space Station's got to go back to the drawing board.
Oh man, and that was a razor thin error, margin of error for Envy on defense. They did not have a lot of space to work with each other, definitely panicking and diving, but able to work the ball into a safe spot. And you can't really fault Sypical for not being able to squeeze that one under the bar. That's a tough shot in any situation. But unfortunately, in this particular game, would have meant a lot.
Atomic pass 1, missed up for it,
Jeez,
and no defender was able to meet it. He does not miss. He's been fantastic this game.
I mean, that's 2 shots now. I mean, there's not a lot of room to work with here. Retals has the top left corner covered. Arsenal is rotating in to take away a lot of the bottom of the net. And Mist, that's 2s that he's just put on a rope straight through a couple of defenders in this game.
47 seconds left. Space Station absolutely suffocated on defense. Constantly having to make multiple stops.
Shot.
And they have to leave someone in net. The shooting has been too strong from Envy. Mist looking for a pass. He's got lots of options. Doesn't quite get his bumper onto the ball. It'll go off to the corner, but Atomic's there. Now back into the midfield. Turbo's lurking for it. Going to be moving up. He pops it above 2. Arsenal's going to be the only player who could possibly play this, but Mist understands he's not going to get there before Arsenal plays it off the backboard, so he adjusts and just keeps the pressure on. Atomic now up against Sypical. Through 1. 2 players bite. Retals going to be out of position, but Arsenal, the clear of a lifetime, will push it down the field. 4 seconds left, down by 3. Envy will be taking game number 2. The question now, Space Station, they had quite the win streak before this. Now, no momentum in this series, Chiefs.
Full new type of ball game, and this one, I mean, it doesn't even necessarily feel like anything went perfectly for Envy. Nothing really went horribly wrong for SSG. It was just a couple of really well executed passing plays from Envy in some tight positions against defenders, and they nailed it.
Yeah, man,
look at this from Atomic. Like, everyone's here. They're all there, and they still nail that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the positioning from these teams is so good. I mean, this is the thing we've always complimented Turbo on. People always have the theories. Is Turbo washed? He's at the bottom of the scoreboard. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard in this game. But the thing that makes Turbo so excellent is where he always is and the challenges he's able to win just to give his team more and more opportunities. And when all 3 players are doing that, you've got yourself a world champion. Envy looks so strong right now.
Yeah, you got a lot of problems to solve here in game 2. Really, you're looking for a lot more ball control out of Space Station Gaming because the challenges, while they're not going, completely skewed in Team Envy's favor, you just haven't had a lot of success. And so more time with the ball. You get Arsenal into some air dribbles, hopefully. Sypical and Retals, obviously capable of both of those too. But in general, finding ways to keep the ball a lot closer, I think, is going to favor Space Station instead of just getting into the race to the ball fights.
Arsenal wins a challenge, and Sypical still has to make the goal line save as he read the ceiling bounce. Turbo now gonna lose control in the corner, but Atomic's right there on top of him, gets the pass across, Miss goes for it, drops it back into the box. Turbo's gonna be back getting boost, so there won't be that follow-up shot, but here he comes careening up the midfield, blocks 2 challenges, buys Atomic time, and look, Space Station can't buy a challenge win right now. Turbo Pulsa gonna get popped by Arsenal, but blocks it off to the corner. Envy still looking strong.
A couple of great challenges from both teams there. Arsenal is going to buy a lot of time on the defensive side for Space Station here. And now they seem to at least be equalizing a little, not quite in time to catch Envy on transition.
Yeah, maybe. I think Sypical was Arsenal, there you go. Finally, the challenge for the win. They'll get on the board first.
Where the heck does this one even come from? I mean, Envy's like, okay, Arsenal's up the wall somewhere. Nope. Comes out of the sky, gets a little cheeky ground pinch straight into the net. That one literally out of nowhere if you're on Envy.
I'm like, well, okay, cool. You fell on it. Good job, bro. And honestly, though, similar to Atomic's goal in game number 1 that won them the series, it really has been a series about the 1v1 challenges. And Arsenal having to create new ones just to get a goal. But Space Station going to play from ahead now and looking to extend the lead. Arsenal Sypical. In the backfield, Sypical picks it up first. Arsenal be following along at a distance now in the midfield.
Love it.
He stalls out play, but oh no. Turbo looking for missed. Retals gets the interception. It's up to Atomic on the backboard. Doesn't get much of a foot onto it. Turbo has to cover it on the retreat. Gets it through. And now missed to Atomic. Arsenal with the interception again. Space Station picking up the passing lanes right now and keeping the ball in the blue. A demolition might help keep them there.
Yeah, big miss, though, from Retals is now they got to work their way back into the blue half. I mean, they have possession, kind of, but now it's not necessarily sure if they're going to be able to set something up. Retals missing that ball in that Envy corner really created a lot of problems as everyone on Envy jumping for that one in the midfield.
Yeah, the Turbo's able to buy time there. Pop the ball back to midfield, and Sypical has to adjust twice here. We can assume Envy will be stacked on boost.
Love it. That Space Station approach. I mean, they're trying to keep that ball a lot closer, and you can see Sypical up to the ceiling to himself, drop down for Retals. He wants to be able to challenge. It's working a lot better. Space Station spending an extended time here on this Envy side.
Yeah, they have moved the ball away from. It's not been these 1v1 challenges. As it's off the corner, Turbo clears it again. 2:13 approaching halftime. Envy yet to get on the board, the longest we've seen them go without scoring in this series. Turbo to chase this down, finally into a challenge again, but Retals wins it this time. Missed right there on the counter. Turbo behind 2, keeping it in the corner. Envy starting to get the ball back to the 1v1 man-to-man coverage style that they have excelled at in this series. But there's Arsenal attacking quickly. He's going to beat 2 players, and now attacking Turbo in goal. Turbo takes it off of his hood. Retals will demolish Turbo. Get the ball back to Sypical. Outfield pass. Sypical going to get blocked at the point of contact. Missed as a savior medal in game number 3.
Space Station gaming going for some highlight redirects. If one of those goes in, you can clip that one for sure, but right now you can see Envy trying to do the same thing from Space Station. Keep that ball tight. They need to earn possession back.
Retals in particular has been winning his challenges, the thing we've been criticizing him for, and Arsenal gets it. What? Oh, no! Okay, it goes in. Retals will slam it home. I could not believe he saved it the first time.
Oh, and he pulled it out the second time, too. He's playing ping pong with himself around the inside of the net, but thankfully, Retals has had enough. He will deliver a strike, and 2-0 down, Envy. Game 3 not going quite their way.
No, the Space Station coming back to life. Way we saw them play the last few series, they're starting to pull out here in the grand finals, and a rare miss in goal, the thing that opened up the gates for that go-ahead, and now up by 2, things looking much more in their favor. But a minute left of play, only up by 2. I'm not counting out Envy anytime soon. So they take a shot.
Yeah, we've seen this come back many times from Envy.
No, we saw last grand finals twice. Down by 3, Envy came back. It was wild. Now here's miss through the sky. End of the corner, 39 seconds. And yes, but Space Station, complete adjustment here in game 3. not challenging the ball at the point of contact, but looking to intercept it in the passing lanes. Worked out so well. They gained instantly control of the midfield. Now Mist gonna try and get a pass to Turbo. Excellent pace. What a soft touch from Turbo to get him on the board.
Missed the command here on this dribble. There's a lot to weave through here, and that quick recovery as he lands from that flip and just instantly dishing that out to the middle for Turbo. Hit him with the changeup. That's a great way to work it back, but not a lot of time.
19 seconds. Sort of a half-fake kickoff. Atomic's going to go for this, but Arsenal takes it off of his hood. Turbo's not in position, and Mist gets beat. 12 seconds left, up by 1. Space Station looking solid, but they give the ball back to Turbo. That challenge looks good. Now Turbo onto the backboard. Arsenal's got it clear. Mist is there, and Atomic's adjusting along with him. Going to try and keep it high. Where is Turbo, and how much boost does he have? The question on everybody's mind, he's not going to matter at all. There's the clear from the sky. Space Station bounce back in game 3 to get on the board.
Well done, Space Station. You make the adjustment. You force Envy to challenge for the ball over and over after you're already in position for it. You force them to come to you. Executed it brilliantly. Tied up Envy in a couple of knots. To be fair, Envy held it very well on defense. It was just not enough time in the day, so to speak, to get back into it after things started to equalize later on. So good job, Space Station. You're right back in it.
Yeah, I like the style we've been seeing from Envy. So many of their goals have just come from just taking challenges, just taking any challenge they can make. They're just assuming we'll win the 1v1s, and they're doing that in the enemy's back third. It's turning into goals. Space Station says, hey, let's catch the ball before it gets into our back third. Let's take the ball to them. Don't give them those opportunities. And all of a sudden, we see Atomic's offense, or Envy's offense, grind to a halt here. So how does Envy adjust now that Space Station has found a strategy that's working in the midfield? And how do they start taking that ball back? That'll be the question for game 4.
Indeed, indeed. Players to watch. I really do think Atomic is kind of the catalyst for Envy in a lot of those regards. Mist and Turbo obviously are phenomenal put-away players, as Atomic is too, but Atomic is just such a can opener who wields such powerful presence on the field. Whenever he's got the ball, everyone kind of goes, okay, what's about to happen?
Oh, Turbo looking for a double tap off the side. Doesn't find anything. Retals take control off his backboard. Being challenged by Turbo again. Turbo taking long-range challenges right now. This ball bounces in front of the net. Arsenal takes the shot just wide, and Atomic and Mist take their time picking up control in the order of rotation. Arsenal pitch it off to the side. Arsenal will have this ball first. Can Atomic find the block? Nothing's there. Now Arsenal back down in front. Off the wall. Front for Turbo. Sypical puts the pressure on, but it bounces high. Atomic clears to the side. Arsenal challenges, and it bounces to the ceiling once more. First minute going to come and go quietly here. Retals, quick turn in net, wins a challenge there. I have to say, as we were talking about Envy winning the challenges so much, Retals in particular has really stepped up in the 1v1 department in the last 5-6 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, been a great showing overall, I think, from everyone in Space Station Gaming. Whenever they get that ball just out in front, it's beating that first man that allows them so much opportunity, as Retals is going to be put squarely back on defense by Mist. But you're absolutely right. They have definitely leveled up the just make the first guy miss. Atomic, that's a big save. And Turbo right on the second shot. Man, that's a crazy save.
Well done. And all that's starting from a monster clear from Arsenal from the top of his corner. He was the only player back. One touch nullified the 3v1 he was about to be in. And then we see scary offensive looks from Space Station. Arsenal turns on this one, passes, but Retals had fallen back. No shot for Space Station on that drive. They'll regroup. So Arsenal through one. And now against Turbo, pinches onto the wall. Mist gonna try and challenge Sypical from behind, but Atomic now punts into the midfield, takes to the sky behind it, dribbles it towards the goal. Arsenal off the backboard. Turbo pulls a still grounded, gonna challenge Sypical late. He'll be out of the play for a while. Mist off the back, out of his goal. We'll get it back to midfield, and Turbo, quick transition, no boost, puts it on to the SSG backboard, and Atomic will look to pass to the midfield. Doesn't find much of it. Now Mist a little bit free with the ball. No, Arsenal will cover it back up. Approaching halftime, neither team on the board in game 4.
Yeah, big change of pace there for a moment. It seemed like both teams content to just try and smash it up the field as hard as they could, and Atomic running a little interference might get this ball a little closer.
Turbo Pulsa. Yeah, what a touch from Atomic. He and Retals both demo each other, momentary 2v2. Retals spawns into the awkward corner, but Sypical handles it all just fine. Now Mist moving up. Turbo Pulsa to Mist. Back into the midfield. Now Turbo to the outside. Wins another challenge. Mist to try and follow this one. He's got Arsenal right behind him, though, and he still wins the challenge against Retals in the corner. Arsenal moves in to take control, but spends tons of boost just stalling the ball in the air. Atomic's small pass to Turbo, and it gets pumped up by an SSG touch. Goes over Turbo's head. 1:30 on the clock. We got Envy looking for match point and a win with this game.
I believe overtime at this point. I think both teams are kind of having to reset themselves a little bit here.
Yeah.
The ball is just going so fast and staying so high. That one's dumped in front for Mist, and Arsenal says goodbye, but not without a little nod to his teammates with a save.
Envy getting fancy in the passing game here. Gotta be careful not to five-head yourself into a loss. Atomic. This guy with Mist directly in tow. Challenge bounces between all the defenders onto the backboard. Mist out to Turbo. He backs off, has no boost to chase, so Mist and Atomic move in. Atomic looking for a shot, gets blocked at the point of contact, gets double flip reset to keep the ball high, but no one else can be able to do anything with it. Retals just clears all the way to the far side. Final 30 seconds of game 4.
That's exactly what, Sypical.
Oh, he shows you how to do a flip reset there. Space Station will take the lead. Beautiful, beautiful play. The ability to catch it. 30 seconds left. They've got the lead. Now, can they hold on to it? The kickoff should reset things, though, a bit. Here comes Turbo. On the ground, flicks with one. The dominance to put it over the top of Sypical. Mist now. Over the top of Arsenal. Retals to try and come in on the side. Turbo wins the challenge. This is dangerous. Mist has no boost to challenge, though, and Arsenal grounded on the wall. We'll get it out to Sypical. 2 touches, 10 seconds left. Down the field. Turbo to the edge. So many saves from Envy in this game, but no goals. And Atomic now to try and put the pressure on, and cleared by Sypical over the top. Mist will have to catch this full court carry. He's not going to have anything there, and Atomic can't read the Space Station. Defense, Space Station take 2. We got a ball game, Achieves.
That one got a little dicey there at the end, but Sypical, vindicated. One for 7. Talk about turning in the best one of the game right there. That was actually a phenomenal flip reset to close things out. That whole game, after the initial, I don't know, minute or so, it was really just that ball staying so high in the air, and that prevented people from being able to approach the ball cleanly because they're not able to take the ball up the wall to themselves. They're having to go at it full speed just to make sure that they try and hold on to position, and that led to a lot of stalemates because both teams are looking so solid defensively and not a lot of demos coming through that people couldn't handle. But then it happens one time, Sypical able to catch it clean with not a lot of resistance, and he turned it into a beautiful shot.
Yeah, when you have a game that is as even as that, oftentimes I feel like the answer to kind of disrupt the cycle of play is demolitions, but we saw plenty of demolitions in that game. It's not like, I think it was key that there was no demolitions that the other team didn't adjust for properly. We saw both teams trying it and it just not working. Ultimately, flip reset is what it took to score on Envy. And now they'll get to reset. And we're resetting our series to some degree at this point. 2 games apiece. Guaranteed game 6. We'll see how things go.
Big one here. Envy would love to win this one and feel real good going into game 6. Because like James said, you know, if there's any team that can do it, he believes it might be Space Station. And there is credence in that. I've kind of been doubting him all this weekend, but today they look killer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the question, you know, we've said this multiple times. Space Station, they have literally every tool they need. Strong passing plays, strong physical game, strong solo plays, amazing defensive rotations. They have everything you possibly want a team to have. Space Station's got it. It's just, can they put it all together at the same time on the pitch? And when they do, they're the best team in America, maybe the best team in the world. But there's been 2 regionals in a row where they've faltered at one point or another. Today has not been that day, though. And now challenging the best in North America. Mist. We'll try to connect with Atomic, intercepted by Arsenal. Atomic's touch is still neutral at best. Mist through 1. Sypical out, Atomic, what a read. So fast, he's gonna run out of boost before he's able to cancel his downward velocity. Turbo's challenge is gonna go underneath the defender, but goes off to the post. Now Atomic creating so much chaos. Missed onto the backboard. Both defenders missed. Turbo comes in and Sypical covers it up on the rotation in. 3:24 on the clock. Still scoreless.
And that's a great save from Sypical. Really thought Turbo had that one locked down for free. He definitely went for the right shot, the bouncer, because he knows the defense is just going to be driving across the net there. But Sypical able to see it coming, get out in front early, keep it locked at 0, and try as the GOAT might. Denied one more time. Another great save. Turbo's been everywhere this game. He's got 102 score. It doesn't seem like much heading into the halfway point, but that guy has been making key touch after key touch in this one. A lot of great stops from the midfield to stop Space Station from getting more than they would like.
Missed over the top and towards the goal. Clear to the corner. Atomic demolished. Turbo Pulsa covers it up. You wouldn't even know Atomic was gone. Now missed airborne. To the goal. Is anybody going to be home in time? Arsenal tries. It gets dunked by Mist. What a read.
The recovery from Mist. I mean, that's just Retals trying to keep it close, but Mist sees where it's headed so fast on the recovery and is able to have the perfect timing to just jam Arsenal straight back into his own net.
I want to know if he turned off ball cam for that. The idea of the ball falling from the sky at that angle, to have an understanding of where Arsenal is and where the ball's going to come after he clears it. It doesn't matter, though. Arsenal scoring on the other side immediately equalizes.
Stole away that corner boost as well as Sypical. I mean, just trying to jam it through, and Arsenal just realizing that, you know, we might as well try and put some pressure on Envy here because he just picked up 100 boost, so he's going to try and buy time for Retals or Sypical to rotate out. Someone come forward. Either way, ends up getting the perfect block.
Oh, Turbo. He had all of the ball. Just didn't quite put it on target. Now missed the opportunity. Put it onto the backboard. Got one challenge. Can't tuck it around the post, though. Here's Sypical. Out to the edge. Nobody directly challenging him. Turbo wanted to move in, but ball gets played to the midfield. Mist will be there out of goal. And it'll be Atomic next on the rotation. Mist actually able to cover up 2, now 3 touches from Space Station, but still Arsenal gets it through. And now Atomic out to the edge. Countered by Mist. Turbo's up for it, looking for the lead again. Got a flip reset, couldn't use it. Arsenal puts it to the side. Atomic now getting challenged by Arsenal. 1v1, dribbles him, and Atomic comes from behind. Turbo makes another save. I can't believe it. He bought Turbo just enough time to get in and push it away.
Oh, and the pinch. Goodbye, Space Station offense. Gonna have to reset yourselves with that one.
They're not retreating, just reloading. Back to Retals. Turbo. Excellent clear. Atomic's going to chase this one down. Loses it to Sypical, though. He played it out to the edge. And now trying to challenge Mist. What a pre-flip. Puts it into the sky. Atomic on the rotation back. Tries to do what he can, but the pressure stays on. Mist picks up his corner boost. Takes to the sky. He's got Atomic on the far side. He's going to the goal, though. Blocks it with Sypical. Atomic going to not be able to make a contact. And Retals winning 2 challenges in a row. Back into the corner. Slows us down. Picks up the boost. And now Arsenal shoots for the far post. Missed with the clear. 1 minute remaining. The winner of this game's on match point.
And there's 2 big demos. Turbo, not a lot of boost here to work with. Needs this touch. Forces Sypical off the wall. And Arsenal's just a tad late. Retals just playing time management there in the midfield. Knows his teammates need a moment or two. And almost turn it in when they get back around.
Atomic. Oh, he doesn't make contact. Turbo is ready for the pass. Gonna try and just make the quick transition. 30 seconds left. A goal right now, as good as winning the game. Over the top of Sypical, demolition on a Sypical. This actually strengthens SSG's positioning as Arsenal tries to put the pressure on. Here's Atomic, soft touch under Retals, but there's Sypical after the demolition all the way back. And now Retals looking to bump him out of goal. Mist gets airborne quickly. Another savior medal for Mist here in game number 5.
Oh, Envy actually might be able to sneak through here. Sypical needs to hang on to this ball, and that's a great bit of car control to sneak it by, but Turbo will find the clear. Does overtime happen?
Overtime glistens on the horizon. The ball's falling down. Looks like, oh no, Retals does not play for overtime. He always tries to win it in regulation. Sypical and Arsenal not going to be enough to push it through. Overtime in game 5. Next goal takes match point. Is 1 game away from being North American regional champs.
And what happens here? Turbo's been having a phenomenal game here. A lot of great touches. And will again find another clear way, but Sypical quick to cut that down. Atomic, you need to make something happen. Sets up Turbo's gonna need help from Mist. He's too far back, doesn't feel like it.
Overtime positioning. Rotations always become wider right at the beginning. Turbo puts it into the corner. Missed out. Turbo will look for this. Pass into the midfield, and Atomic's not there. Again, very far back, passive play. Low on booster. Scared of the long range. Demolition and goal. Mist and Atomic get on top of each other, but quick thinking from Mist. Just stays grounded, waits for Atomic to get out of the way, and clears it out to midfield. Now Turbo on the challenge. Retals winning more. Here's Mist. Can he find Atomic? He just takes the shot himself. It bounces off the post and out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Atomic supporting Mist there just in case he got challenged. That one takes a rogue pinch away from him. Atomic able to recover just in time. And Mist just going to go straight up Main Street there and force Space Station to react.
Mist. Over one. Retals to this far side. Now Atomic. Into the midfield. Here's Arsenal. Chasing it down. He's got Retals. Retals calls him off. Makes one player miss. Flicks another. Turbo demolishes all up to Atomic. So Retals takes it to the corner. Prioritizing the boost. Trying to starve him out. Playing the long game. But here's Turbo. Onto the backboard. Atomic's not going to have enough boost to reach this, and Sypical's there. Now Arsenal following this out. Retals in the midfield. Mist lofts it. 140 into overtime.
And you know, it's feeling like Envy are more concerned with making sure the ball doesn't get past the midfield line than being in position to really catch that ball into the middle if it gets there. I think they're... Well, Atomic just self-passes it and ripped it top left. Great save, but Envy may have to be willing to take on a little bit more risk to be able to jump on a ball that gets centered a little faster if they want to take down Space Station here in this OT.
I agree. Sypical and company have had so many more opportunities to win this game in overtime, just strictly because they're willing to go for it. I think Envy banking on the fact that eventually they'll be out of position and they can just get the long ranger, but a double commit on top of the goal is open. And Atomic's got the clear. Nobody was home in front of the net to get it. The finish off could have been the end of the game. Rolls now out to the edge. Mist wins a pinch. Sypical sends it long, and that was about the most aggressive we've seen Envy positioned all overtime. So they are halfway into another game of Rocket League.
Retals at a bounce.
Sypical and Arsenal. Arsenal gets his front bumper onto it, and they needed that touch. A demolition on a Sypical, though. Two players in the back. Retals on the backboard's going to try and get this one. Slows down the pace of the ball.
Good
so his team can control it, but it does mean the ball spends more time in his half, and Envy's just going to look to counter it. Arsenal, what a win. Turbo, excellent touch behind him. Raking up the double pass, and Sypical demolished. Will reset.
Huge demo there from Atomic. And Retals is going to be out of the play for a little bit here. If they can get a big clear from Atomic, may be in good shape, but driving down instead of straight up the field. Plenty of time to recover here for both teams.
In general, the challenge game we talked about at the beginning of this series is all but just been completely equalized. Both teams doing a good job in the 1v1s. Turbo up to play to his corner. Sypical's there, looks for a read, but Atomic gets it away from him. Now Turbo and Atomic. Half a tank of boost for Turbo. Not gonna have enough to immediately fly, but could possibly pick up an infield pass. Atomic can't connect. Now Sypical up, winning a challenge. Mist has to fall back. Turbo adjusts from the midfield to Atomic, who tries to give it back to Turbo, but Arsenal already there. Now towards the goal, flip, reset, and cleared by Mist. Sypical now looking for it. He'll have this one for free. On the backboard, Retals is up above Turbo, and it's above the goal. Follow from Arsenal, blocked by Atomic. We keep going. 4 minutes into overtime. A bump on the one's not going to be enough. Turbo's got the ball, and he's flying down the field.
Can feel like that one was it, but now it's Atomic's turn. Fakes out the defense, trying to squeeze it in. Arsenal, presence of mind, does not panic. Lets it go right over his shoulders, and Space Station Gaming get out unscathed.
Mist from his goal. Takes it a long way. Turbo wins another challenge. That was two players he just beat. Missed in a 1v1. The pass to Atomic. Puts it high. Is Turbo there to finish it off? It's too far back. Sypical on the rotation back. I think picked up some boost and was able to cover it up. Now Turbo will play it towards the corner. And onto the backboard in front of the box. Sypical's there. Beats Mist. And now Atomic, last man standing. Critical challenge win. And gets a second one. Missed a turnaround on it. Trying to take the shot. Bounces in the midfield. Retals to the backboard, and Turbo pulses there. Intense overtime, both teams with moments of glory.
This is terrifying. Envy feel like they're one bad touch or one missed challenge from just being left in shambles here. They're making some great plays, but it's a razor-thin margin.
We've now played a whole extra game of overtime. Mist will turn on this. Can they finish it off? Retals slow plays it. Atomic wins the challenge. Turbo sends it towards the goal, and what a save. Sypical to get it away. Retals to try. Missed through, and Arsenal's there. Perfect defensive rotations from Space Station. Master classes.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's also a miss. Okay.
Whiffs, but get whiffs. They kind of compliment them on the defense, and then everybody just goes, I don't know how to deal with compliments. I'm sorry. It's making me nervous. Here comes Atomic. Sypical's touch, soft. Missed, though. He'll be all the way back, and Retals just booms the ball a little bit. Clear by him, missed. Here's Atomic. Turbo's going to fall back. 2 players on the side wall. Space Station could take advantage of the tight positioning, but they've spaced back out. These teams are just so even right now.
Yeah, a couple of minutes ago, this one was back and forth parry thrust, and now it's just, okay, everyone take a deep breath here. Get ready until someone makes one bad touch.
There's Sypical to the sky. Turbo and Atomic off the backboard, pass the midfield. Arsenal's there, but Mist will be there first. And the second touch from Arsenal, not good enough. Atomic, slow play to hold on to the ball. Gets it back into the midfield. No one's going to be aggressive enough to challenge that, though. Retals going to try now at Turbo. Puts it back onto Arsenal's hood. And yeah, I agree with you. There was a moment where it felt like we were starting to fall apart. Somebody was going to score. And now both teams so evened out. We could go for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd believe it at this point. Gotta manage the boost very carefully. That's a great setup for Turbo, but I don't know if Atomic has the time to really get there and square it up. Now it's transition for Space Station.
Sypical with a miss. Retals had beaten Turbo cleanly. The pass wasn't there. Now Arsenal, soft pass into the midfield. Both his teammates going to be back getting boost.
2v3.
Turbo and Mist, they had interesting positioning. They kind of waste it and give the ball back to Space Station. Now Mist versus Retals. Here's an opportunity. Mist, no boost. He's going to have to flip reset if he wants to get creative. Retals got the clear, and we'll see Arsenal take over control in the corner, but Turbo wins the challenge. Now back across the field. Mist versus Retals again. Challenge goes neutral once more, and now Sypical looking for Retals, intercepted by Turbo. 7 minutes, 30 seconds of overtime. And man, how things have changed over the years. Beating the Grand Finals record from Season 2 of 7-17, which stood for many, many seasons. Now a 7-minute overtime, one of many.
Oh, Atomic, what do you got here? Oh, we just missed the flip, I think. Came out a little too hard and had to chase it down.
There's Retals. Over the top of one. Here's Atomic. Out to Mist. Doesn't find it. Atomic's there. Maybe the fake. Back in the midfield. Turbo pulls it. All 3 players from Envy starting to commit. Mist turning around in the midfield, but only half rotating. They want to end this game now as 8 minutes of overtime have passed. Continuing to count up the clock. They flick for the corner, and it gets saved. It's like it's nothing.
Ooh, that's a great boomer up the field, but Turbo, he gives his life to slow Arsenal down. That means Mist gets the clear. Such a great game management player. Turbo can end this right here. Back post. Retals can't stop it. It's going to be 8:29. Time of death. Space Station got to go all the way to 7 if they want to reset.
Man, Turbo Pulsa finally puts it away in the longest overtime of this. I don't want to say of this bracket. I remember seeing something on Twitter about something going to like 10 minutes or something. It was crazy. There's a it's nuts how long these players can go when you don't have the kickoffs constantly resetting things here. Surprisingly here at Chiefs. This tells you how defensive and how strong the game was in the midfield. No player breaking 1,000 score.
Yeah, exactly. It really was kind of just that battle of attrition. Are you in position? Yes, I am. Clears back into your corner. Okay, back into the midfield. Oh, we got a transition. Okay, now it's in your corner and it's back in the midfield. Everyone really was playing the game to the best of their abilities in the most clean way possible. A couple of great shots to open it up, but I really do think Turbo Pulsa 742, such a game management type of player. If you were to try and describe how Turbo looks, he is literally the guy that just makes sure nothing goes horrifyingly, terribly wrong for his team.
We saw so few moments of all 3 players of Envy committing. They were so safe that entire overtime, and while it's maybe quote-unquote boring, it works. Envy here, now on match point, 1 win away from being regional champs. I do want to amend the statement. You alluded to it earlier. I said that Space Station would be 1 game away from being regional champs. They won that one. Mist drops it. Retals gets the save, and Atomic to put it back in the box. Arsenal will clear it away. But yes, as you pointed out, Space Station have to reset the bracket. So a win in Game 7 for them, a win here in 6 and 7 means that they do this again against Envy. So they are up. One interesting note, many of the people at home could possibly miss. You don't get to sit on the screen as long as we do. All the players usually ready up immediately after a game. Following that 8-minute overtime, 2 players from Envy both sat there and just waited the entire 60 seconds. They needed the breather. Both teams going to be sweating, have their hearts pounding after that game.
You got to take some time, you know. It's exhausting to play locked in. Perfect Rocket League, and Atomic lets one get away from him. Oh, it just doesn't quite land clean. He has to go all the way back here and just misses the wave dash, does a little wobble on the goal line, and does not come up clean with that touch and gives one away.
Additionally, Turbo pulls a double committing with him a bit on the first challenge and then not turning around to help him. I don't think the turnaround would have mattered because Atomic would have been causing traffic. But the rare positional mistake gives Space Station a lead. Can they hold on to it? We've seen Envy neutralize these leads plenty of times, but Envy neutralize leads rather. Space Station though, gonna be looking to hold on. A minute and a half into game 6.
Oh man, Atomic's diving and everything. He's just like, give me the boost, I'm going.
So we see Sypical in the corner. It's got Retals right on top of him here, but they beat 1 player. Now up to Mist in the back. 1 challenge. Atomic to follow it. Flicks over Arsenal and gets the goal. What a play to equalize things here in game 6.
Wow, just rotates out of the midfield as Mist wins the challenge. And, you know, he missed the wave dash earlier for a clean catch on the ball. Here he doesn't even have to. It's just land nice and soft and then instantly pop right back up. And he put some power on that one.
3:18. Envy equalize. Looking for the lead and for the win in game 6 to end the tournament. Sypical into the midfield. Both of his teammates aggressively positioned. A miss from Mist could open up things. A bump from onto Turbo even, but Arsenal completely missed the ball. Now Retals just sitting in front of Atomic. Both Sypical and Retals committing. Aggressive play. Space Station want this so badly right now. They're committing more players than needed. Here's Atomic into the corner. Chasing down Arsenal. Arsenal through 1. There's a touch from Sypical to put it all the way into the corner. And Atomic, what a read. All the way back down. Retals going to try and get this one underneath, and he does. Now with Turbo in front of him, Turbo just becomes a wall. Gets 1 block follow-ups. There's 2 goalies out. Arsenal just takes the shot, and Atomic covers it back up on the retreat back in. And now a 1v1 Turbo versus Sypical looking for the bump cell. It was Retals gets the save, and now Atomic another opportunity. Punts it towards the goal. Sypical falling off the backboard, makes the stop. Continuing to have strong defense, but they got to find a goal.
Turbo's execution so close to delivering a lead, but right now Envy needing to find a way to get a strong clear with Space Station right on them.
Retals through 2 into the box. Whoops. Space Station not there. Atomic with a small pass back. Arsenal to pick it up. Sypical demolishes Turbo on his way out. Out front of the box. Mist cranks it from the midfield. Retals looking to stop. Gets the win on Mist. It'll push it back to midfield. Back and forth right now. Neither team really finding consecutive touches.
How long do you think this overtime is going to be, Wade?
You're right. I think there's, I don't know, there's a good infield pass.
We might not need one.
Oh, well, it took Sypical drop infield pass to score, and they've got the lead back.
I feel bad. I think that one might have been my fault, but Arsenal is right. That's a pass.
That was the pass, and honestly, the defensive positioning really strong. They covered up so much of the goal.
Yeah.
The only shot they got that was the shot that got taken. And honestly, it was the thing I was calling out right before that. We weren't seeing consecutive touches from a team. They weren't like weren't seeing 2 blue players or 2 orange players touch the ball in a row. Finally, 2 touches, all it took. Space Station back on top. 1:11 left to go. Sypical coming out of the net, gets through 1 and gets 2 now, but Turbo's there. Puts it onto the wall. Slow this place down. Goes for the dribble, flicks it high. Retals will chase this one onto the wall and beats Turbo. Now Mist not going to be able to win. Retals to turn around on it. Atomic's there. And turns it. Here's Atomic to the sky, up against Sypical. He's got it. 48 seconds left. Mist now back down towards the goal. Tolbert's crashing in on it. Puts it off the backboard. Atomic will adjust across the entire field. 40 seconds left. Envy with great positioning. Can they make use of it? Sypical doesn't really touch the ball. 2 players miss. Arsenal's got to get this one, and he does. Puts it up onto the backboard. takes it just out of danger for a moment. 30 seconds left, and Space Station
Atomic.
thwart a nice drive, but back to Turbo towards the goal! Arsenal can't touch it, tie game!
Look at how quick Atomic cuts down the wall here. That is such a perfect touch and recovery, because he just kissed that ball with that back wheel, oriented his car perfectly to land at the right angle on the wall, and instantly popped that ball into the middle and slipped that through Space Station. That's what perfect recovery does for you.
Miss to the outside, Retals. Now towards the goal, 17 seconds left. Space Station had given themselves life and a chance at Game 7. 12 seconds left, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't a cast or curse achieves. The overtime lurking on the horizon. Here comes Retals. 2 players block. I don't think Arsenal's going to be able to turn on that one. It's going to be up to Sypical. He's got it towards the backboard. Missed back down in overtime in Game 6. Envy 1 goal away from being back-to-back regional champs.
I don't know what to think at this point. 8:29 in the previous game. Envy fighting with everything, and Space Station certainly not making it easy. Couple of massive plays from everybody. It's Arsenal, big bump, but you can't blame Space Station for not being in the spot for that one. That one came out of nowhere.
There's Turbo. Puts all the power onto it. Arsenal midfield read. Gonna try and dunk, miss, gets it through onto the backboard. Reynolds is there. Sypical wants to move up. You could just see him itching, but he stops himself. Disciplined play at the midfield line. And now Atomic and Mist in the midfield on top of each other. This one onto the backboard. Can anyone come from retreat? Over to the far side. Turbo puts it far. And Sypical's shot just a little too weak onto a very exposed Envy defense. First minute, coming and going. Turbo onto the backboard.
That's just a big continuation touch from Turbo to force Space Station to hold on just a little bit, and they can't come right back at Envy. That means they'll be pretty well seated here at the midfield line. And there's Turbo, just takes a pot shot at the target and sees what happens.
Missed. It's going to have to be strong here as Arsenal's bearing down on him. He got it through him. Now Turbo has to recover it up. That's through 2 defenders. No one is home in net. Sypical's got an empty net to shoot up, but Atomic comes from the far side of the field. Flying through, does not give him a shot. Turbo and Mist down this corner. Envy on top of each other over and over again. This one bounces in front. Sypical puts it high. Arsenal not airborne yet, and Atomic gets it away. Reynolds on the far side. Mist demolished, but does the damage. Atomic sends it towards the goal. Sypical will pick it up in the midfield and boom it back. Back and forth. 1:40 on the clock. Reynolds to turn. Here comes the advance. Over Mist. Turbo's through the air. Reynolds had lost control. Arsenal back to the outside. Space Station doing so much work. Here comes Retals.
They're really trying to hound Envy into a corner somewhere, see if they can catch him starved for boost and flat-footed maybe, but missed. Finally, Space Station at the exact same time run out of boost on their own side, and they had to give a little bit of space, so chance for everybody to catch their breath for a moment, but Space Station definitely in the driver's seat in this overtime.
Sypical looked like he got the flip reset, but got attacked too fast now. Atomic versus Retals for the win. And Retals finds the stop. Arsenal to the outside, bounces it over Mist. How does Turbo adjust? He's getting it through the entire backline defense. Atomic has to come in. The rotation in the third man
he's up
keeps
again.
Envy in it. And now he's got the clear to the far side. Arsenal has to adjust on this one, struggles to find control, but Mist just respects the corner positioning, and now he's going to try and muscle it through another. Turbo off the wall, back past a Mist, blocked by Sypical. Retals now in front of him. And Mist pinches it to the far side. Dangerous bounce. Sypical will neutralize it, send it to the sky.
Such a great catch from Sypical as well, and that ball's taking a dangerous line. If you miss that one, you really might throw off your teammate's approach. As Atomic, he has been having a great overtime, especially in this game in particular. It's that speed of his in a couple of key moments has been the difference maker. No!
How? Turbo's shot bounces off the post and out. And the rest of Envy not quite there, millimeters away from winning the regional. And now a demolition onto Atomic creates a tough situation for Turbo. Sypical gets demolished too. Important touches, but Retals will try to create it for Arsenal. He's through the air, trying to press the advantage. Metals, it is too wide. Retals just a bit inaccurate. Turbo looking for the counterplay. Sypical in the backfield should be able to neutralize us. Both teams will breathe for just a second, but what a turn of events.
Space Station, now's not the time to start hitting the post again. Mist kind of drips one into the middle. What you got, Arsenal?
He puts it up. Sypical's there. Atomic. He meets him at the point of contact. Reynolds versus Turbo for the win. Out to the far side. Sypical sends us to Game 7. SSG's not going away.
Not to be denied. That is a fantastic catch from Retals. just the poise to not just immediately try and smash that off the wall or into the top corner. Take it on the catch. You had a little bit of space, and he did the most with it that he could. Weave through one defender, cut it out to the open side, and Space Station Gaming are going to force Game 7. But my, oh my, they had to fight for that one, and you feel real bad for Atomic in that game. He was working overtime in some tough spots, but not enough here in Game 6.
Yeah, my goodness. What a day. What a series of action. I mean, the breakaway plays, and I'm not going to lie, when Retals missed the shot like 30 seconds ago, I thought the match was over. I thought there was just like their SSG was going to lose if they were missing those shots. There was no chance they were winning that overtime, but they bring it back. The physical play helps it happen. They crowd the box, but achieves. They have activated Turbo's trap card. We are now on Champions Field. And Champions Field and Turbo go very well together. So my goodness, if they can defeat Envy in Game 7, oh man, do we have quite the bracket reset on our hands.
Okay, here comes the 1,200-point game from Turbo, scoring 4 goals.
And is there to start things off? No, okay, Sypical gets this one away. Atomic was gonna have to find a creative shot to get that through. Arsenal, one block. Turbo pops it above the goal. Mist wants to turn on this one, and Sypical's there. Mist with Atomic right behind him. Turbo lurking at midfield. Tight positioning here, and that pounce should go over Turbo's head. He'll quickly adjust, keep the ball in the back third, and look at that challenge. Back down. Mist is there. Mist gonna fake him off of one. Arsenal gets a soft touch, but Atomic's there, and Envy absolutely suffocating SSG right now. The pass across Turbo's not gonna miss. That's goal number 1 for Game 7.
Yeah, there's one. Good start. This all just comes down to Atomic just really battling back and forth in the corner to see if he comes up with a possession. One skips through, and finally Space Station, since 2 people were going pretty hard in those challenges in the corner, didn't have enough time to recover.
Space Station now trailing in Game 7. A loss here gives the tournament to Envy. A win resets the bracket, and we play a second best of 7. A war of attrition, these double elimination grand finals. It's Atomic and Turbo now in the corner. They just play aggressive. Mist getting demolished means they have a very passively set third man. And they'll just keep the ball trapped here as Mist comes in, bounces off the corner. The rest of SSG gonna maybe be a little low on boost, but the positioning from the third man of Envy was way off to the side, and a momentary pause looks like a disconnect. This explains why Turbo was in the enemy corner when it made no sense for him to be there. Be resetting the game, 3:47 on the clock, starting at a kickoff. Luckily, a goal didn't get scored during the time between Turbo disconnecting and us becoming aware of it, so makes things easy to start off. They'll get 7 seconds back. The Space Station trailing by 1, got to score 2 on Envy on Champions Field with 3.5 left to go. Definitely possible, but a tough task of any team. Atomic will chase this one into the corner. Turbo in a demolition. Mist wins the challenge. Pushes it on. Sypical right on top of his teammate Arsenal. Turbo going to send this one in the midfield. Atomic thinks about it, but falls back. Respects Retals, and then traps it in his own corner. Stall in time.
And even with not the world's cleanest recovery, still able to beat out an oncoming attacker in the corner, and buys a little bit of time. And those few milliseconds are so valuable on defense when you need people to be in position here.
Atomic. Midfield, Sypical turning on this one. Space Station slowly getting more and more control. The bump on the goalie, and Atomic's there. Sypical was alone in net. The rest of SSG, maybe wisely not wanting to crash the box at that point, but you got to take the goals when they're as close as they are. Approaching halftime. Envy still holding on to the only goal in the game, and now looking for 2. Here comes Turbo to the far side. 2-0 Envy.
I would be willing to bet that the defense on the goal line for Space Station here got frozen by Atomic trying to stay with that one. They were 100% looking at him sticking right with that ball. And even with Turbo shot straight at them, it just the follow-up came too fast after they realized that Atomic didn't get a touch. And Turbo, with a little bit of pace, gets it through.
The cheat up from Mist and the solid win on kickoff. I'm really surprised Mist didn't follow through on that and try to push the advantage, but the 2-goal lead, trying to keep it that way. I think defense is the priority. 2:17 on the clock. Here comes Retals off the ceiling. Looking for Arsenal. Puts it towards the box and cleared. Retals now back pass. Sypical across the field and Arsenal chase. Coming back in and puts it onto the backboard.
Oh,
and where is the rest of them? Retals shoots to the far post, and it's wide again. Follow up from Sypical, blocked by Atomic. Missed with the opportunity to fly down the field. Arsenal, he's going to fly to the sky, burn all his boost, and not even make contact. Sypical backdoors the goal. Triple commit out of Envy, though. Can they push this advantage? Retals out of the corner. Here's Arsenal to Sypical, into the goal and through. That's goal number 1 for Space Station.
How in the world does Space Station stay with this so many times in a row? I mean, starting with that sequence, they completely botch an open shot on target. Then they rally. Atomic makes a nuts save at the top of the net. Envy cycles through 1 or 2 more times, making crazy clears into the corner. It's Space Station still ready to go.
There was a triple commit right about 2 touches before the goal from Envy. All 3 players jumped, and I think that was the opening Space Station needed. They'll take it and look for goal number 2, just wide. Sypical didn't even read it. Now Arsenal to the far corner, puts it wide. Sypical to the far post, is it in? No! What is happening? Space Station can't put it between the posts.
Our Arsenal passing that ball is actually...
What? Stop! I don't understand what I'm looking at. They miss the textbook shots, and then Retals does this crap.
Oh, look at him get out in front of that ball and rotate the nose down so that the next time it touches his car, it spikes. Oh, that was gorgeous.
Retals is a madman. And with that, he has tied the game. 1:07 on the clock. Envy had a 2-goal lead. And now they've got to score again. Atomic sets it up, missed, looking for an opportunity. He's got a lot of space. He'll just send it to the sky. Arsenal on the backboard. Takes his time picking it up. He'll get it over the top of Turbo. And Atomic missed, going to be on the back line. And he'll clear it off to the edge. Arsenal into the corner. Now onto the backboard, getting bumps onto goalies. Opens it up for Sypical, and it's in. 40 seconds left. Space Station gets physical and takes the lead.
What a turnaround for Space Station. How many of you guys in chat, down 0-2 with 1:30, totally count them out?
Absolutely. I mean,
bang,
I wasn't totally counting them out,
40 seconds
but
left. Up by 1.
You know, oh dear.
Oh, you're kidding, no.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay, they get a little lucky. The luck goes in their favor. Miss gonna try to set this up. The defense starting to panic though. Where's Turbo? If anybody's gonna keep his head screwed on, it's him. Back around, 30 seconds left. Pass in the midfield. Missed already airborne. Going up against 1. Gets it through him. Down. Did it drop the drop? Arsenal clears it, but nobody's really there to help him. After the demolition, Turbo to the sky, looking for goal number 3 to equalize. 15 seconds left. Missed to Atomic. He put it over. Missed over Atomic's head though. Oh my goodness. Turbo to try. 9 seconds left. Atomic back past the miss to the goal. And
it's gonna go
Atomic's there. No, blocked by Arsenal. 2 seconds left. They stay alive. They keep the lead. Mist has to get the full court carry. Can he do it? I'm about to blow a blood vessel.
Arsenal,
Atomic.
what does that say? They're not done?
Oh, okay. I think that one might do it. And it does.
Oh my
Space Station.
gosh.
Are you kidding me? They reset the bracket. We go for round 2. We've done them since, but I think that was the last one. The funny thing is, Turbo Pulsa was a part of one of the greatest teams of all time, Dignitas, which went 17-0 across 2 seasons of the RLCS, not dropping a single match from Worlds to Worlds. And he lost in that bracket reset to Torment, Squishy, and Gimmick in Cloud9 as North America took the title back. But up against a very different threat this time around. And we'll see how, this has become, the battle has changed. This is now a battle of endurance. Which team has it in them to keep playing the top level of Rocket League for 11 games at minimum? And honestly, let's call it 12, given the 8-minute overtime we had.
Yeah. Arsenal made a massive save at 2 or 3 seconds on the clock at the end of that last game to stop Envy from equalizing and forcing an OT.
Yeah. That was such an amazing stop. And it's this sort of stop you'd love to look back on and count as a tournament winner, but not this time. Instead, Sypical is going to get the scoring started for SSG. They'll take it here at 4:18.
It's certainly a great start on the way back to success as Sypical actually hopped over Atomic there. Still made the right shot on net to get it all the way to the back post. That's a nice bit of shooting from Sypical.
They take the opening goal. How does Atomic respond? One demolition, hoping for the bump from Mist. Flicks it to the corner, but was wide on the zone from the rest of the defense. Turbo Pulsar to take his time on this ball. Gets it through one player. Arsenal off to the corner. And now takes to the sky. He's got Retals in tow underneath him, and Atomic with a block. Will now be challenged by Retals and Sypical. Mist will pick up control in the midfield to go for the slow play to the corner. Atomic going to try and pass to Turbo. Infield pass is so good, except the shot bounces just off the post. Beautifully set up play. No goal for Envy.
Turbo was going for absolute money placement on that one. Was trying to push that one just inside that corner. Granted, might have been necessary considering how great the coverage of the net was, as Sypical tries to spike one from the backboard, but will not quite be able to do so. Just over a minute and a half gone in game one of the bracket reset, and Envy kind of on the back foot. Gotta wonder if maybe a little bit of the steam's been taken out of them. They might need a moment to collect themselves.
I wouldn't blame them. This is a long series. I said they've played. They played 8 games in that first series. There was an overtime for 8 minutes and overtime for 3 minutes. So if we're counting overtimes as extra games, it was 9 games in the first series. Sypical through the air to the corner. He's going to try and follow himself. He'll run on the boost before he can finish it and double tap it. Atomic will pop it over one. Retals with a response, and he'll go up against Turbo in the corner. Now Arsenal in. Above the goal. Atomic out. Turbo Pulsar. Could not finish it. Missed airborne to the edge. And Atomic with a counter. Turbo quickly turns on this before Arsenal did. He gets the read just a bit faster. And they'll put the ball all the way into the orange. In front of the box, Mist sends a shot. Retals has the block follow-up, also cleared by Arsenal. And Space Station's defense stands up so strong again. Excellent shooting. Well, clean, accurate shooting from Envy there. Defended well. Clean textbook plays, but still impressive stuff from these teams.
Yeah, and the really important block in that sequence is Arsenal not getting fooled by the follow-up shot coming through from Envy after that first one is saved as well. Being able to keep awareness of where the opposition comes from means you can understand and make a much more informed decision when you go and challenge as the ball is ping-ponging around, up and above and around and out to the sides. It's very easy to get disoriented, and being able to keep your cool and understand where shots can come from is a great asset on defense. Arsenal's been doing that for the past couple of games now.
Oh, Atomic sends one, but it's slow and midfield. Retals will get the block on the goal line. Now Sypical over one. Turbo's got a counter, and then gets a demolition. Atomic in to the midfield. Missed. Looks to pass it up to Atomic. Outfield pass wide, but Turbo Pulse is there. Sends it into the corner. This time he doesn't miss. Tie game, game one.
Envy fighting back here. That's a great challenge from Atomic at the wall. Sypical getting bumped means he can't challenge cleanly for it, and Turbo, second chance, looking for more money placement, delivers into the bottom right-hand corner around 2 defenders. Nice piece of shooting. Envy tie it up.
And Atomic on the kickoff. Try to give it to Mist. Arsenal was there. Now, back to the planning phase. Space Station had the lead. Minute 10 left to go. And each team trying to set the pace for round 2. The win here in game number 1. Series number 1, Envy got the first 2 wins cleanly. And it looked like they were going to be off to the races for a quick and easy finish off of Space Station. And lo and behold, the Astronauts come back and finish us off in 7 with a crazy defensive stand. If you're just now joining us, be sure to go back and watch that game 7. Turbo Pulse out to Mist. Retals sends it high. Atomic just barely gets his bumper onto it. 29 seconds left. Still tie game.
Oh, man.
Turbo to the edge.
He turned into a monster. He can't get the ball through that guy now.
Oh, out to Mist, though. Oh, he just barely misses. Arsenal will try. Here's Turbo. Onto the backboard. Nobody's home for the defend the double tap and misses there. The dual threat will work. Envy's back on top with 9 seconds left.
Now this one's a little weird. I mean, it looks like Retals in position, but that's okay. That explains it. He just gets punted away, and Sypical, trying to defend a couple different approaches to the ball, ends up not making any contact. So the physicality from Envy really the one that opens the door there for that easy put away with 9 seconds.
Sypical taking to the outside with 6 seconds left. They're going to look to equalize, send us to overtime. How about it? Why not? They've got the position to do it, but a clear from Mist will put it over their heads. Team Envy take game number 1. Things start off in similar results fashion to series number 1, but with a very different style of play. Significantly less aggressive, I felt like, from both sides.
Yeah, everyone, you really got to come down from the wildness that was that Game 7 overtime. So here in the reset, despite it going in the same score line, 2-1 in favor of Envy, but you're right, a little bit of a step back for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, we'll see Envy here putting up 9 shots. It felt, it's possible that it's my brain feels like things were slower in that game than they actually were, just because of, man, first series. I'm still thinking about Game 7 for the first series. It was a wild run. But as we go on to Forbidden Temple here for map number 2, Space Station, they've been in this position so many times at Chiefs. We'll look to see just how long these guys can run. How long is this marathon?
Well, at this point, I would totally believe we're going all 14. When it's that tight in Game 1, it comes down to 9 seconds, and one good play from Envy is the difference maker. You know, the rest of the series is up in the air for me, and if Arsenal keeps being an absolute brick wall in the midfield and on the goal line, Envy's not going to get too many more golden opportunities to score without a little bit of help from someone on Space Station, either not making a touch or something, as that is just picked off. Arsenal eats that one up.
Absolute rocket. Mist tries to get this clear to the edge, and Arsenal had it red before he touched it. 123 kilometers per hour for goal number 1 of Game 2.
That's pretty fast.
This is a very, very fast speed. For you Americans, that's speedy, super speedy.
Oh, he got it.
Arsenal with demolition. He did get it on the bounce. Not sure how he still had supersonic, but missed now with a clear. Retals and Sypical on the far side. And they played up the wall. Retals to flip. A nice play to get past Turbo. Yeah, and then missed to try and fall on this one. Arsenal towards the goal, and Atomic gets it away. Now missed there. Oh, gets bumped, and what a clear, man. Atomic constantly, the defensive player of the series for me, at least for Envy, has been Atomic. Constantly recovering and making half rotations to make back-to-back stops.
Agreed.
Here he is up against Retals, wins a challenge while retreating back.
I really do think the rest of this series hinges on how well Atomic and Arsenal are able to enable their teammates to find some success with some big blocks at the midfield and on the goal line. Obviously, Turbo as well, early on in that first series, looked phenomenal in terms of just not letting anything go too haywire for Space Station. But as this series gets on and everyone understands what's happening, it's Arsenal and Atomic that have the 2 biggest levels of variability.
Wow. Sypical was in a 1v3. Got the first touch for free. Mist goes to zone him off the shot, and then I think it was Atomic takes his time. Shooting Sypical makes the second save. Winning 2 challenges in a 1v3 there, and now the pass to Retals, but the ball is going to go out. Space Station not going to get a second goal. 3 minutes left to go, though. Envy yet to get on the board in Game 2.
Really probably kind of should have made that one a lot scarier for Envy. Retals really not able to square that up. Sypical trying to fix the mistake, but I think Envy gonna slowly but surely work themselves out. Big block from Mist. There it is. And can they generate a scoring chance? Oh, well, you don't really have to generate one. How about you just get a perfect angle as you recover on the corner wall?
Arsenal. That's not the pitch he was hoping for, and Mist says, thanks, appreciate it. I'll score on your net. And we got a tie game right here at halftime.
That was not easy for Mist. It came off that wall and just instantly flipped left. Slipped it right inside that goal line. That was just quick reactions.
Atomic out to the edge, missed there. And sends it into the goal. Arsenal's got to make a stop. Atomic now to wrap it back around. Sypical with a miss, but no one there from Envy to punish immediately. Miss will take the shot from the corner. This guy is so good at these tight angle shots.
Yeah, everyone from Space Station thinking, here comes the clear. Sypical, what the heck? And then they just can't recover. And yeah, it's all about, does Mist get all the way around the ball? He puts it straight to the defense, but they just weren't ready yet. Because, you know, it takes a little bit of time to reset when your teammate misses what you think is a routine touch.
Envy has the lead again. A series where Envy is up by 1, and Space Station has scored first both games. Swirls off to the corner. Here's Turbo. Retals beats him. There's Atomic now back into the corner again. Going to take a weird bounce. Atomic tries to challenge it. Keeps Sypical grounded. Miss puts it back in. This time isn't able to get around the post, but Turbo's there to finish it off as it bounces back in front of the box. 3-1 Envy.
Yeah, it looks to me like Sypical really focused on making sure that that ball wasn't going to get back out into the middle and missed. You know, he knew that he probably wasn't going to have as easy as a time of slipping that one past the goal line because there's a guy right in the shooting lane. So able to just find a little tiny gap on the wall, puts it just out of reach as it bounces mid for Turbo.
Arsenal now to the sky and bounces back down after getting bumped by Turbo. Here's Sypical. His friends were looking for bumps in net. Mist was able to dodge it and get back behind the ball and win 2 challenges now. Turbo with a clear. 1:35 on the clock, and Space Station trailing by 2. Here comes Sypical. Got a flip reset, got 2 defenders out of it, and Retals clears it to the side. Arsenal was there to take the shot. Gotta wonder if that would have maybe been another Space Station goal had Retals let Arsenal just blast it.
Ooh, still can. Pass across, too far.
This should be a goal for Envy, and Arsenal got back in time, and Turbo wasn't actually in this. The cherry pick, he was upfield, but did not receive the ball. Now Atomic and Mist retreating back, got to block Arsenal. We'll get it off to the side. Here's Mist. A B2. And then takes the shot. Jeez. The threat. You know that there were Space Station players up for the block on that one.
It's scary.
After 2 of them, you start to anticipate it.
And when another one goes out of that corner again and doesn't even clip the wall, I mean, yeah, your mind instantly flicks to, is that in?
It's Turbo. Onto the edge, Arsenal back in the midfield for Sypical, blocked by Atomic right in front of the goal. Mist gets bumped up as well. Here comes Retals, putting it too high, and Turbo's got to clear away from Sypical, burning more time. 23 seconds left on the clock, and down by 2. This game all but over. A demolition there will also really help secure things as Atomic can take this to the sky and just burn time off the clock. Atomic spins it towards the goal, and you know what? Actually, we'll just really put this one in the ground. 4-1 will be the score for now. Envy will win no matter what.
Wow, he actually really managed to disguise that air dribble really well because he went directly behind the center of the ball, and I don't think either Space Station player could actually see if he actually got that flip reset or not. So the only one on that pitch who knew that they got it was Atomic. It fooled the defense for sure.
And it was good for another Envy goal. Retals is up. Not going to matter, though, as the ball touches back down. Envy now 2 games in a row. We'll take it, only allowing 2 goals from Space Station, 1 in each game. So we go into game 3. This was the story of series number 1. Envy looking incredibly strong, possibly like they were on their way to another sweep on the day. And then SSG brought it back. This is the game I have my most attention on, Chiefs.
I don't know what you do here if you're Space Station, to be honest. You know, that 3-minute break really seems to have taken at least a little something out of them here. Just not quite clicking at the same level, and it really helps when Mist is putting, you know, super tight lines onto the net. And at that point, Space Station really trying to find a rhythm in the midfield that will allow them to start pushing more and more onto offense, because Mist clears, great shots. It was just a recipe for disaster in this one for Space Station.
Yeah, and I mean, when Mist starts to pull, like, here's the thing. This has been a story of accuracy, right? I mean, the actual results aren't really helping tell the story, but the problem with SSG for the last 2 regionals has been, can they actually shoot when the money's on the line? And we've seen a few shots go wide, and now we're seeing Envy in the moments when he doesn't even, it's not even super clutch moments, hitting crazy shots. If Envy's hitting shots like that and SSG isn't able to on their good opportunities, and my eyeballs are still on Retals, is Retals going to start tightening things up? We've seen multiple opportunities with him right in front of the net, just sending it straight to the corner. I want to see him shooting better to give SSG the fighting chance that they have so well earned at this point. To remind you, this is the second best of 7 these 2 teams have played, and they get a block out there. Turbo pulls us up for it, sends it back in, and Sypical gets 2 saves back to back. What a man.
That is what everyone has come to love from Sypical so long, ever since he joined the Space Station roster back when AXB was on it. Sypical was the guy pulling balls out of the net in scary situations, and he almost turns in one against 3 defenders. Missed, able to sneak his way through. Arsenal buys the extra chance. Retals hit to it. Atomic flips around, gets the nose on it, and Space Station stalled out. Sypical making sure to hold on to the ball.
My goodness. Envy's defense holds on. Both teams now with moments of offensive brilliance. Missed with a miss, and he'll try to send it to the corner. Atomic's there. Plays it over 2 offensive players. No, Arsenal will stop it, and Sypical falls back, but Turbo, what a read. He'll get it all the way to the backboard. Now Atomic at midfield. Out to the edges. Turbo stalling time, maybe trying to look for bumps to keep the ball in enemy territory without them controlling it. Doesn't really work as the clears found from SSG. Now back down the field. Missed. Pops to the corner. Now underneath Retals, past Arsenal, looks for bumps on Sypical, doesn't find him. Turbo neutralizing more SSG contact. Son of the wall, missed, up for it. 3-1. Now Sypical trying to play the slow game. The ball spending about 20, close to 30 seconds in that SSG corner. A miss from Atomic, but he will get it on the rebound. And the ball just bouncing around the edges of the field right now. Neither team really seems to have solid control here. It's more just take it away from my opponents. I don't want them to possibly score.
Yeah, don't have solid control, but at the same time, don't really feel like Space Station are playing their own corners particularly well. Floater, it's a race. Atomic wins, jams it straight back down. Turbo out to the middle, actually doesn't get it off the wall. That actually lets Space Station off the hook a little, I think.
Oh, miss with a double dab and off the defender's bumper. You saw it a moment ago. The drive right before this, missed from the corner, gets this or takes the shot, and so many defenders jump for it. They're trying to adjust, but how do you adjust to this?
What? So, like most players, you know, are gonna not go that extra half rotation that Miss did and hit that with the top part of their car. They're gonna try and hit it as the car is rotating because they don't want to throw off the rotation and make sure that they really hit the ball square. But if Miss, you know, shot that as you normally would, it's got too much power and it hits the bar.
That's Turbo, man. It's just been wild. Mist, if Envy takes this one down, Mist will, at least for me, be the MVP of the series. And a miss from Atomic, though. Here comes Arsenal up against Mist in the backfield. Mist wins it so cleanly. Retals now will try to pick it up. SSG players a little on top of each other, but Retals disconnects, chases the ball. 2:18 on the clock. Atomic puts it high. Does he get another one? Fakes out Arsenal. He gets a demolition onto Retals. Sypical alone in the back. No, Retals gets the demolition onto Atomic. Excuse me. Smoke screen. Fooling even my eyes. Atomic down to the corner. Retals and Sypical both on that ball. Now Retals trying to pass down Turbo with the interception into the midfield. Arsenal's there, just sends it to the goal, and Mist gets in the way. Atomic's down.
Spaceship played offense? Ooh. It's been a while since they've played offense. I mean, they've got 4 shots, but I don't remember too many of them here in this game 3. That might be good, though. Turbo just able to dodge the demo. Arsenal headed straight for him.
I think Turbo's going to be very low on boost. Mist will buy him all the time he needs. Massive clear to the corner. Tries to fake out Arsenal. Arsenal will tackle. Ball on the backboard. Sypical's there. Onto Arsenal's hood. Covered up by Atomic, though. They keep it trapped in the back third. Now looking for the back pass to Miss. Puts it high. And following this one, he's out of boost. Drops it into the goal and rattles with the longest shot of his life. Atomic will send it away. Follow behind it. Sypical's there. Now Missed. Out to Atomic. This one won by Retals. Space Station trying to slowly eke more control in Envy territory. But slowly and surely, they're trying over and over again, but the challenge is just not enough in their favor. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then 3 steps back, and then I don't know. It's such a war of attrition in the midfield right now. As Arsenal puts on the backboard, trying. Such a grind.
It's absolutely a grind for Space Station in the challenge game. That demo might give them the space. How about 2? It's just Atomic. Sypical, there's 3. What? Oh my goodness, and Miss saved it.
Oh, this has to be mind-numbing for a player like Reynolds. Atomic tries. Reynolds finally gets it. He's had enough. The pressure eventually collapses on him, and we tie it up.
Everyone respawns. Turbo wins a race. Atomic is just on the backboard because, I mean, he needs to be. He doesn't have a lot of boost. You got to be able to cover the top and the far side easy enough. So Atomic trying to give himself options, but what do? Picture perfect placement. Retals to the far post.
I mean, if they hadn't scored on that drive, I feel like it might have broken Retals, but Mist is going to do it again! Mist has had enough of this series. He wants to go to bed as a champion.
Oh, Sypical. I mean, he makes a good touch, but Mist has him clean red. Gets over the top of that ball, off the ceiling, and over the shoulder of the last guy. Wow.
How do you come back from this? How does Space Station rally? They have to play so clean, and they have to deal with the fact that Mist is on the other team right now. That's just, I don't know. That's a demoralizing factor that makes me think I can't win. As the clear comes up, 4 seconds left. They've got to win this challenge. They got a double commit out of Envy. Maybe get some space, but Arsenal misses in the corner, and Envy now up 3 games, and boy, does Space Station. You thought the hard part was behind them, resetting the bracket. Nah, out of the frying pan, into the fire. Oh, man.
That really is your first deviation from the previous series, believe it or not. We were on the exact same track, 2-1 Envy, 4-1 Envy. And then in previous game 3, it went 2-1 Space Station. Well, this one goes 2-1 Envy. And that could be a big one. That's what you said in the previous series, Wave. You said this is a big game for Space Station. They ended up coming out on top. And here, now you really get put back against the wall. Nothing left to do here. Down 3-0 in the bracket reset, and it's not looking pretty. They cannot stop Mist from just turning everyone on that defense just to smoke. They don't exist.
No. Fun fact, there has never been a 14-game series in RLCS. For Space Station to win this regional, they'll have to set that record. As Retals is going to try and get us there in game number 4. Quickly, 2 touches will nullify the Space Station offense. Sypical gets it away. Well done as Turbo tries to put the pressure on. Here's Atomic now onto the backboard. Is missed up. He's going to go for the shot. The shooter of the series drops it in, and Turbo will finish it. What are you talking about?
Oh, Turbo, that's just great understanding. He knows Mist is going to put this maybe off the wall, maybe have a chance to dunk it, and no hesitation. Just went straight for everyone in the net. Says maybe it goes straight in, and exactly. Of course it did. It's Turbo. It goes for the dunk. Sure, we'll give it to him.
My goodness. Envy now leading in game number 4. They've got everything they need as the double tap comes in. If there's one person whose spirit I don't feel like is broken right now, it's Retals.
No, I agree. This guy has had so many equalizing goals in pretty solid scoring opportunities. And the only real difference has been when Space Station has needed 100% to score, Retals has been off the mark. But when it comes to equalizing early, that guy hasn't missed yet, I don't think.
He has done an excellent job. Despite, I'm not going to lie, part of me was like, when they had that like triple, quadruple demo that didn't turn into a goal, the guys just respawned and made the saves. That was the one I was like, is Retals going to be able to come back from that? That's his whole thing. I'm the physical player that just removes you from the field, and it didn't work. What am I going to do? And then he scored the goal right after
right back around and put it in.
So I think Retals definitely playing like someone who I mean, Retals, if there's ever been a player, if you've ever been to a LAN back when in the before times, Retals was a wonderful player to watch play. You can tell the players that he as a player wants it so badly.
Yeah, feeds off the energy. Retals is an exciting guy to watch in every aspect of the Rocket League ecosystem. You know, any situation you need a guy to step up, he's going to give it his 130, 150, 2,000,000%, as much as he can.
So we go to 9,000 Atomic with a demolition on the Arsenal. So we have a tie game in game 3 of a bracket reset, or game 4 rather. Envy winning the first 3 in the series. Mist wins another dunk, and a save comes through from the rest of the defense. But Mist continues to be such a threat. It's only a matter of time before we start seeing double commits out of Space Station anytime Mist has the ball. Here comes Turbo, keeping the pressure on. Gives the pass to Atomic, well blocked in front. The shot from Atomic just slow enough. Sypical got it, but Mist puts the pressure back in. Arsenal's got to make the stop. Now Atomic trying to collapse on him. He wins the challenge again. The challenge game was the thing that gave Envy those first 3 games, or the first 2 games in series number 1, and they're starting to win them again.
Yeah, Atomic might be starting to try and do a little too much here, though. He just gives a little bit more space to his teammates. I think Envy would find themselves in some... Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, my goodness. Mist is having the series of his life. The mind games, the help from Atomic
Look at
here to
Atomic.
just completely get rid of him. And Mist is happy just to tuck it into the goal, just do his job like a shepherd putting his sheep to bed. He's wanting to take this series home with him.
Now that's a rough one if you're Space Station. You know, you feel like you're in position. Aha, we've got the transition. Ball comes right back and you get totally blindsided.
Sypical around on the edge, now trailing by 1 again. Right at halftime, Space Station. The path is very clear for them right now. It's just score the next goal. Don't worry about anything else. Retals to try and turn on this one. Take it into the sky. Off the wall. Ooh. Does Arsenal adjust? He does. Now puts it into the corner. Here's Sypical with Mist bouncing it to the midfield again. Sypical will try to get the pass down to Retals. But Turbo is just a bit too much. Now he'll back past Arsenal.
Oh, to himself he's trying to go to, but that's Atomic right there. That guy, he will jump at anything put his way.
Turbo jumps, puts the pressure on. It almost feels like Turbo is already in time burner mode.
As he
Let's
should
just end this game.
That's what I said back in the first series.
I don't know,
he's a time management guy.
He is, but it's still like strange to see a team try to burn clock with 1 minute and 50 left and only a 1-goal lead. But so many touches I'm seeing from Envy right now. It's just send the ball to the other half. Force them to go play fetch. Go get your ball again. Bring it back over here to us. We'll clear it again.
Yeah, you don't stuck on your own side. I mean, just keep it close. Force the challenge. Chances that it goes into the net so slim. Oh dear.
Oh, and Turbo puts in another one. This is starting to look grim. Envy, a 2-goal lead. Only 1 minute and 11 seconds away from being back-to-back regional champs.
Wrong time. Not even necessarily for a mechanical mishap. Arsenal's right on that. The only difference is the timing just doesn't get the jump off the wall. Goes right under the ball, and that is a big one to let slip through. But this is exactly what happened in the last series, you know. A minute and a half, down 2. They brought it back.
They did. This is Space Station's time to shine. They put it high. Turbo pulses up for it. And now Sypical and Retals on the front line. Arsenal trailing. Send the house. 45 seconds left. You got to score 2. Sypical demolish. Arsenal's there. Puts it into the box. Retals got to quickly turn on it, but he's too far out. Was getting the corner boost. Now Space Station trying to dig deep. Pull out the dredges, the far reserves of energy and wit in the improviser's game. Turbo pulls it high. Retals on the backboard. To the outside, Atomic's there, and Envy continues to build the pressure and misses up one more challenge. Arsenal wins it. Retals tries to give it back to him. Arsenal quickly turns on this one, tries to pitch with Sypical, blocked by Atomic. Turbo over 1 to Atomic in the midfield. Arsenal with the block, 10 seconds left. They've got to score right now, and it's just not happening. They've burned too much time. Envy keeps it alive. Mist will put one in for the road. How about it? Poetic, the way the whole series went. Mist absolutely abusing the Space Station goal.
Talk about a guy that just decided to win 4 games in a row. His name is Mist. That guy could do no wrong in the bracket reset. Hand him the ball, tight angle, against defenders, with no defenders. It didn't matter. Dude was putting it in the back of the net one way or the other.
And Envy become back-to-back regional champs in the winner's split. How about it? We thought their secret weapon achieves was Turbo Pulsa. Well, I guess Turbo Pulsa isn't much of a secret weapon. Everybody knows who he is. The secret weapon is clearly Mist in a bracket reset. What in the world did we just watch?
Well, you said it. He just crushed him, you know? There was no way back for Space Station after that miss from Arsenal on the corner. It was just like, oh, now you've let in one too many, and then it was all downhill from there. And Mist, he popped off, you know. That games 1 and 2, it's like, yeah, just let me shoot this ball into this goal from right here. You know, no problem.
He was so wonderful in this match, and Turbo continues his run of domination now with Envy clicking on all cylinders. We asked at the beginning of this at the beginning of this tournament, who was the best team in North America, and it was split between NRG and Envy. At this point, you are a fool if you are saying anybody other than the boys on Envious. That was an incredible performance. Well done to them. Back-to-back champs. Let's head over to the desk to wrap up our thoughts.